Welcome back to the channel where we spotlight Black excellence in film and TV so you don't have to miss some great Black-led roles. Let's get into it.
Alright, let's talk about Denzel Washington's role in Gladiator 2. Is it historically accurate? Does accuracy even matter? And of course, the big question, has the character been blackwashed? Let's break it down. Denzel is playing Macrinus, a character based on a real-life historical figure. He teases that his version of Macrinus is dark, power-hungry, and morally questionable. Basically, the guy's got a bit of a bloodlust. But how much of this lines up with the real Macrinus? With the movie dropping tomorrow or today or already dropped, depending on when you're watching, let's take a look. Full name, Caesar Marcus Ophilius Severus Macrinus Augustus, mother of dragons, king of the Andals and the Fur. I'm kidding about the last part. But the real Macrinus was way more straightforward and less schemazi villain-like than the way the movie seems to paint him. Historically, he was seen as an honest, competent, and pretty trustworthy person. Maybe not the best at what he did, but someone that came with the truth first. He wasn't so ruthless, power grabby as they're making it out to be. Born in North Africa, modern-day Algeria, he came from an upper middle-class family, had a solid education, and rose through the ranks as a lawyer and bureaucrat under Emperor Septimius Severus, another African-born leader. So yeah, Hollywood is dialing up the drama for the sake of storytelling, and honestly, that's their thing, and I'm not mad at it, because a movie about 2,000-year-old ancient law sounds pretty freaking boring, I'm not gonna lie. Now, let's talk about Denzel. Acting-wise, come on, he's untouchable, obviously, but people have raised questions about his look and the accent for the role. Now, North Africa historically leans toward Arab features, and Denzel's appearance doesn't really fit that mold. But here's the thing about the accent. No one knows what a 2,000-year-old Algerian accent sounded like. Complaining about it is more pointless than a splinter. Even Ridley Scott has said he doesn't force actors to do accents they're not comfortable with doing. So unless someone's got a time machine to record ancient accents, this feels like a non-issue to me. If the script is good enough, if the acting is good enough, I will forget that I'm not really in ancient Rome, and I will simply enjoy. Now, the race swapping part, Hollywood tweaking history is nothing new. Characters are swapped, adapted, and changed all the time to fit a story, a budget, put butts in seats, whatever they gotta do. Let's run through some examples. Nora in Warm Bodies, the book, she's half Ethiopian and half white. In the movie, played by a very white model. Fox in Wanted, love that movie, originally inspired by Halle Berry in the comic books. But the movie casted Angelina Jolie. And then we got Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution, played by a Canadian white guy, because sure, why not? Never saw that one coming. Even historical films aren't immune. Look at 21. You remember the card counting movie? Yeah, that was based on a group of Asian American students. The film swapped them out for a mostly white cast. Or take Angelina Jolie again in A Mighty Heart, where she played Marianne Pearl, a mixed-race woman. See, Hollywood does this to fit its narrative, and let's be real, to sell tickets, it's not about being a documentary in this case, it's about crafting a story that draws people in. Now, whether that fails or succeeds, I don't think it's on the race of the character, but on the merit of the story being told by these characters. Do we believe them? Do we feel for them? Do we believe the lessons learned and the outcomes they experience are justified and make sense? This is where good writing takes hold and completely absorbs the audience into the story. In real life, Macrinus rose to power as a Praetorian prefect under Emperor Caracalla. Please forgive me if I can't get these names perfectly. But rumors of Macrinus plotting against Caracalla spread, and after Caracalla was assassinated, with Macrinus allegedly involved, Macrinus became emperor. Now, side note, that guard was someone that Macrinus met. He got to know this guard, and the guard was someone that Caracalla had wronged. Basically, this guard is going to be the Gladiator character in the Gladiator movie, but even that isn't portrayed accurately. Now, was Macrinus power hungry? Maybe, but ruthless? Not so much. The guy had a solid reputation for being competent and fair, and people liked him. It's kind of why he was able to become emperor in the first place, because everyone's just like, oh yeah, it's Macrinus. But the movie It's Ridley Scott in Hollywood. We're going to crank up the drama for sure. Denzel's Macrinus sounds like a darker, more intense version of the historical figure, but I think that's the point. I think that's trying to make it entertaining as possible. So I think there are circumstances that can be argued where whitewashing, blackwashing, Asian washing, whatever washing you want to throw in there is inappropriate and not very helpful. I don't particularly like it when it's done with historical characters, but outside of that, because I know Macrinus is a historical character, if the race plays an important role of that character in the story that's being told, I think it's really important then. But in this particular case, it isn't. The Romans didn't really see race the way we see it today, so it's kind of a non-issue as that doesn't really mean much. Now, if we want to take Idris Elba when he played, I forgot the character's name from Stephen King's Gunslinger, the character being white actually did play a part in the way the character functioned and act. I don't think in this story it matters too much as it doesn't really seem to affect the way this character acted. What's more important is probably class, which is free to sort of play with. So at the end of the day, Denzel's portrayal of Macrinus is Hollywood doing what it does best, taking liberties for the sake of a good story, something I hope I've illustrated. They do a ton, and not just with Macrinus' character, but everything else surrounding the Macrinus story too. So don't get into the theater expecting a history lesson. Go in to watch a movie. Enjoy the drama, the action, and Denzel doing what he does best. Let Ridley Scott do what he does best. And just have fun with it. At least that's what I think you should be doing. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe, share this out, and until next time.